There we are. Okay, recording. Here we go then, Chris. Let's carry on. Recap, I suppose, first of all, from the lesson that we started the other day with Jenny, and you got really tired and had to have a sleep.
Yes. So we were looking at the state of Alaska in America.
Yeah.
So shall we just practice Alaska, see how that pointing's doing?
A, very good. L, very nice. A, S, K, and A, very good.
Nice. Now, do you have a map there, Sue?
Yeah.
Yeah, fab. So let's have a look at Alaska.
Okay. So where is Alaska?
It's plonked almost on the side of Canada.
Look there. Yeah, touch it. Very good. Touch Canada. That's Canada. You know where the UK is? Is that small? It's a bit smaller. There. That's where we are. Touch where we are. There. Look. Too busy looking at the other bits there, aren't you? There. Oh, that's Greenland that you pointed to there. Australia. Where's Australia? Yeah, that's right. That's easy to find.
Yeah. And then we said typically a weather associated with Alaska would be...
What sort of weather would you expect in Alaska? What sort of weather would you expect there, do you think?
So far away from the equator.
S, N, O, and all the way down. W, snow.
Lots of it. Now, like we said, Alaska is not connected to America. There is Canada in between. And to find out why, we have to go back to 1741. So, Chris, have you ever wondered or thought about why Alaska is not next to America? Why it's not connected?
Why is Alaska not connected to America? Because it looks like it should be.
Yeah.
I, D, O, N, T, I don't, K, N, O, and W, I don't know.
Maybe it's not something that's ever crossed your mind. Now, 1741 is the year that Russia claimed Alaska as its territory and took advantage of their resources, and mostly was fur.
Russia claims this as their territory and used the resources, mostly fur. Yeah.
The fur they may have traded in, just as a gift.
Can you remember from the other day then? I think you chose on the other day, didn't you? B,
Yeah.
oh yeah, E, A. Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Bear, rabbit and fox, and I think we kind of agreed they'd get more fur out of bear. Now, Chris, a little bit off topic, but how do you feel about the fur trade? Do you think it should be banned? Or do you think it has its place in fashion?
Any views on that, on the fair trade? I, D, O, N, O, T. I do not. A, G, R, very nice, A-G-R-E, E, I do not agree. I do not agree. Carry on. Try using that finger, it makes it a bit easier for me to see. I do not agree. W. Go on. I know you can hear Dad. W-I. Go on. T. H. I do not agree with. A. Go on. Oh, you've got your elbow resting there. If you lift your elbow up and move your arm, then you can be more accurate. So you do go back to the A. I do not agree with. Touch the A again. A. And N and I and M and go on, very nice. A and L and S with animals. Come on, looks like you were going for a B, but I'm not sure. B and E and I N G. I do not agree with animals being. Come on. K I L L E D being killed. J U keep it going. S and T just go on. S. You were doing so well. Ooh, that's just an impulse. Just F. Go on. Keep your rhythm going. Go for the F again. I do not agree with animals being out there. Killed. Just, and then you did an F. Touch the F again. F O R 4 T. Go on. T H E. After the E, where? I R. Go on, push your finger, push it. You're touching nearly on the F. Push it, Chris. Push. F U and push to the R. Must be R. I do not agree with animals being killed just for their fare. So your arm was just sort of hovering above the letter and freezing a little bit. So we just need to work on you pushing to the letter. Okay, you can't expect Mum just to do that. So just go on, touch F. Touch it. F. Touch U. Touch it yourself. U. Touch the R. R. Okay. Very good.
I think a lot of people agree with you there, Chris.
There are a lot of people agree, and there's big campaigns sometimes, isn't there, and protests. And when I was young, Chris, I had fur jackets, fur coats, real fur coats. It was the fashion, and it was totally acceptable. And I'll be honest, I didn't even think about any cruelty involved or the implications. You just accepted it. It was just what everyone had. Weird how things change.
It is, isn't it? Oh, we become more knowledgeable, more aware. Now, if we fast forward to the 1800s, and the fur trade was dwindling. And Russia had to reconsider Alaska's value. It was not getting much fur from it anymore, so it was like, what do we do with it? Just for a bit of practice, why do you think the fur trade was dwindling?
Why could that be? We're going to drink and then we're going to have a big burp and then we'll be ready. Yeah, you're doing the drink. Is the burp coming yet? Not yet? Okay. Why is the fur trade dwindling? Or was it dwindling then? Could you take a guess as to why? N, U, M, B, E, make sure you touch it, R, very good, number, carry it on, number, O, go on, next letter, always think next letter, of, number of, B, E, A, good, touch it, touch it, touch it, E, E, A, next letter is, R, good, you touched it, go on, and number of B-E-A-R, it must be plural, touch the S, go on, go on, I'm just making you work a bit harder and make sure you fully touch them, go on, touch the S, S, so when you touch it then I'll give you a little bit of feedback, number of birds, H, A, that's good, D, that's good, had, now you're touching F, good, A, I like that, L, very nicely done, L, nicely done, E, and number of birds had fallen, maybe.
Yes, they'd really taken advantage of it, of the fact they had so wildlife to get the fur from. So Russia wanted to sell Alaska, but to whom? Now, at the time, and still in this modern day, Britain owned Canada, so it would make sense. Now, before we get onto the whys, let's find Canada on the map.
Canada is, we had a look before, didn't we? Where's Canada, the green? There it is, yeah.
And our Queen Elizabeth, she's still head of state there, although it's an independent country.
Yeah.
Chris, do you know of any other countries owned by our Queen Elizabeth? Apparently there's 16.
16 countries. Kind of, it's owned by the right word, Jenny, or?
It's owned by the UK and the Queen is like the head of state.
Okay, where the Queen is head of state. Do you know? Take a guess.
You did point to one earlier.
A, U, S, T, R, A, that's very nice pointing. L, nice touching the letter. I, very good. A, that was beautiful. Look, you've got a really good arm position there. That was really nice. Lifting your elbow, moving around and touching the letters. Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
New Zealand, the Virgin Islands.
So we're thinking of the Commonwealth countries, aren't we?
Yeah. I didn't realise there were so many.
Mm.
So, like we said, it would make sense for Russia to sell it to Britain. But Britain and Russia were bitter rivals at the time. Now, just to keep you in suspense a little bit longer, until I tell you why, we'll have a look at the map again and find Russia. And I thought I'd give you a few little facts about Russia.
Have a look, where's Russia? Yellow. There it is, look how big.
Very large.
You see, and you have to think that this, I mean, this is a flat representation of the world, but look, if you can see on the edge of the map there, it shows you if it was round. Well, yeah, Chris, look. Show you. Oh, that's just really cool. Look. Look. So if we make the map kind of round, you'll see, look, there's Russia. Right next to Russia is actually Alaska. And then Canada. See? So it looks as if it's, when we look on this map, it looks like it's far apart, doesn't it, really?
Yes, it does. But they're right next to each other.
Very misleading, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. So you can see how they easily would have gotten across that small bit of sea to get to Alaska.
Yeah.
Now,
so, go on then. Facts about Russia.
In Russia, they have the world's largest railway. And it goes almost right across the country.
You can see how big the country is. See, look, imagine that. Oh my God. Look at that in comparison to like the size of the UK.
Yeah.
God.
We probably would fit in one little corner.
Yeah. Goodness me.
Yes. They have 9 different time zones compared to us who just have the one. Now, I never really wanted to visit Russia before, but when I read this, I was like, ooh, they have the largest amount of billionaires in the world. 79.
Ooh, billionaires.
Yes.
We've had a couple of them, haven't we, in the UK, who bought up the football clubs and things.
Yeah. Very, very wealthy country. Now, they were rivals because Russia and Great Britain wanted more power in the Pacific Ocean. So, Chris, we just touched on this the other day. Do you think countries should own oceans? Is it right? No, it's nature after all.
What do you think? Should countries be able to own oceans? What do you think? I think this is what you said the other day, wasn't it? Or began to. No.
No. Because where would it end? Like, you'd be owning space, parts of space and planets and things like that. So, in 1867, Russia decided to sell Alaska to America instead, because they did not want to sell it to us for $7.2 million. A massive amount of money, even in today's standards. So on your keyboard, you have it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we could practice the word sell.
Look and see how good you are on this day. I'm going to put it on your knee, flat on your knee there. Okay. Let's try it now. Go for the S. That's a good position. Then the E. Oh, impulse. Stop. Lift your hand away. Can we go back? Now we're just going to go straight. We're not touching other letters. Just going to go straight to the L. And the L again. Oh, you impulsively touch that M. Touch just the L. Just the L. No? Put your hand back. Tell your hand. I'm just going to touch the L. Finger straight to the L. L. Oh, we're having a lot of impulsive touches today. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it on this one. There you go. You've held it. Hold it yourself. Do it on here. Do the S, E, L, and L again. Very nice.
Very nice. Now, Chris, just for fun, if you had $7.2 million, do you know what you would buy? Country, perhaps?
$7.2 million. What would you buy with that? Have you any ideas? Just quickly. We have done this sort of thing before, Jenny, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
It could be a long answer.
Right. You could just give one word if you want.
Shall we preempt it? Because I know that in the past you said that you do things like set up an autism school and stuff like that, you know, really.
I would love
really
that.
Good things. But if you were, imagine you were just treating yourself to something.
Yes, something you've
It's going to be quite selfish, and you're going to think, oh, what could I just buy if I had loads of money? What would you do? What would you have? A, S, W. Oh, that would be good. I, M. Oh, that would be good. Yeah, go on then. Finish it. Changed hands, I'll just reposition. M, I, N, G, a swimming. P, where are we? O, just move over a bit more. O, and go for it. Touch it. L, a swimming pool. Yeah.
Oh, good choice. I know you do like your swimming, don't you, Chris?
Yeah. You could go in it whenever you wanted.
Yes, all day. So, America owns Alaska. And now, you know, in America they have states instead of cities like we do. But Alaska didn't become a state until 1959. Now, the reasons were the economy was fragile and unstable. It was sparsely populated. And it was isolated from the USA, which is really, I find that a bit bizarre. So, Chris, do you think this is fair? Is it fair that for over 100 years they weren't considered a state? No money had been put into the country, no recognition. They kind of brought it and left it.
So they just owned it, but didn't really say, oh, well, you're part of us. What do you think?
I think
D, O, E, S, N, O, T does not, S, E, touch it, always touch it, E, good, it's not C, F, A, very good, keep touching, touch it, you hover and you see, I, and, finish it off with the R, go on, finish it off, have to look, push, push, there, yeah, does not seem fair.
oh, I thought that. Kind of brought it and then didn't give it any oomph, if you like. You know, no support. Nowadays, obviously it's a state, but it's also a really, really beautiful country filled with nature. And we have a picture with a quote, but we can read that one.
Let's have a look and see if you can read this, because it's in a different sort of print than we're used to, and I'm curious to see whether you can read this print when it's imposed onto a picture. So follow it with your finger, right? So Just tell me one of the words that was on that picture. L O S T. Yeah, lost was there. It was. We'll just go over it again. Get lost in the beauty of the Alaskan wilderness. There. Very good.
Lovely
Look at the
picture.
picture. Can you point to the bear? Looks like there's a polar bear. Touch it. Touch the polar bear. That's it. It's like a shadow. And the mountains. Touch the mountains with the snow. Touch them. There they are in the background, and there's something in the sea there. Don't know whether they're birds or not. They might be birds, or they could be sea lions. You can't quite see the detail. That looks beautiful. Yes.
And the other picture, and then you can let me know which one you prefer, is the Northern Lights.
Oh, look at this one.
Which a lot of people go to Alaska for.
There's a lake, and there's the sky. Touch the sky. Look at the sky. It looks like all sorts of just swirling patterns and colours. Can you see the green colour? Look. There's the green, and you can see some dark blue, some light blue, there's some red over there, some orange. Oh wow, and that's called the Northern Lights. So, out of those two pictures, which one do you prefer? You can just touch it. Which picture do you like the best? The one at the top or the one at the bottom? The one at the bottom he's drawn to, which is the Northern Lights.
They are stunning, aren't they? Absolutely stunning.
Looks like almost like a piece of artwork, doesn't it? Like a painting.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would like to go and see.
I would as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Now, would you like to go and see the Northern Lights? Why? Come on. E. Yes, they say sometimes you can even see them in Scotland, don't they?
Yeah.
Parts of Scotland. That might be good.
Now, that leads perfectly onto my little extension. So, Chris, is there somewhere, anywhere in the world that you would like to visit? Maybe a site you'd like to see, or just experience the culture there?
Do you have any places that you think you might like to visit? Culture. E. Y. G. P. T. Egypt. Oh. T. Come on, carry on. 2. Egypt. 2. S. E. E to C. T. H. E to C. The. P. Y. R. A. You're doing so well. Egypt. Look, you've just controlled yourself and just sorted it out. It was only a moment to see the P, Y, R, A. Can't remember whether you did the M or not, but good. Oh, not that awkward way. Lift that elbow. M, I, D, and S. Egypt to see the pyramids. I would love to see them as well, Chris. It's always somewhere that I thought I'd like to go to. But I worry a bit that it's a bit of an unstable part of the world.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about going there, I think. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah. It would be absolutely mind-blowing to see them, though.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like in the Egyptian mummy museums and things like that, and it
Well,
does.
we have, haven't we? Yeah, we've seen
Yeah.
them. They've got them in Birmingham Museum. They've got some, haven't they? And we've seen them in the British Museum in London.
Oh,
Big
wow.
collection there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. So, is there any other countries, Chris, or did you want to finish on that, or add any more to that?
Anywhere else that we fancy going to? Oh, come on. Oh, Rome. Oh, yeah. Rome. You probably heard me talking about Rome. That's probably why. Why Rome? Why Rome? T O S E E C. See what? Just tell yourself, I'm going to touch the next letter. To see. Rome. To see. Come on. Have to get a bit closer. Try with a pencil. C T H E V C O L O S. Come on. E U and M to see the Colosseum. It's a double L, I think. C-O-L-L. I'll have to check, actually. I can't think of the spelling. We did Colosseum. I'll have to check that later, Chris, and just make sure whether it's a U. Always have to check our spelling sometimes with these things.
The words that we don't come across too often.
Yeah, I'll check that.
Oh, yeah. I've not been to Rome, but I just imagine it feeling very historical.
Rome is out of this world. It's the most beautiful city I've ever been to. Absolutely. It's absolutely breathtaking. You just walk through history. Every turn, every corner you turn round, you can't believe it. Just takes your breath away. It really just wowed me totally. I loved it.
Oh, you've got like a little bucket list there, Chris.
Yeah. There you go.
So, Egypt to see the pyramids, Rome to see the Colosseum, a little swimming pool for your garden. That's nice. Did you have another country, or are those your top two?
Any more? I think he's getting a bit tired now.
Yeah, I thought so.
No more. Okay. All right.
Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
There we go. Very good. Anything to say to Jenny? C H A N K. Nice, thanks.
Oh, thanks to you too.
There. Okay, let me just press stop there.